I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money.
Fair enough. All right. Open this here. There you go. Okay, let's see here. Rodent says, the game was built in programming and modding creation as well as machinima and editing tools. People have made a Vampire Survivor game as well as a Blasphemous game in the modding already. Oh, really? So they're modding the game to be, like, emulations of other games? That's interesting. Is there something we could do to test the difference? I don't know. Like, could we boot a game right now and test it and see how it looks? Like, Clear Obscure is probably an HDR-enabled game, right? You would think. Should we do that? Here. Like, let's boot up a game randomly. And let's see what it looks like. Let's boot up Clair Obscure. You would think this game has HDR. Why wouldn't it? Right? Oh, Hytale and Arc Raiders do not have HDR support. Clair Obscure does not? So what's the point of having... Wait a minute. What's the point of even having HDR if nothing supports it? I'm not playing don't worry, I'm not playing Clair Obscure. We're just doing a visual test. It's ridiculous. What's the point of HDR if nothing has it? So this, I mean, the thing is, doesn't look doesn't look bad. So this game doesn't support, we're confirmed this doesn't support it, right? All right, you want to do a test then? Then let's do a test, right? Here we go. Crap, I was going to say let's turn it off, but how would we do that? Oh, here we go. Well, let's see what happens. Okay. No, it actually does look different. It actually looks better without it. It actually legit does look better without it. When it was on, it did look more washed out. Now the colors are actually deeper on my OLED. Wow, that's actually a distinct difference I'm seeing. So, huh. All right. So unless we actually know a game that will support HDR, we should leave it off. As far as you have to toggle it in the game settings. Yeah, I was told this game doesn't have it. Yeah. We looked yesterday and it didn't have a listing for it. So this game must not have it. Which is shocking. Because you'd be like, why does a game that has like the most gorgeous visuals ever not have HDR? But it doesn't. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, for me, this game actually looks better with the HDR off. What games do I have that it supports? Does anyone know? Like any of these? Let's see what I have well, I don't know what I still have installed here. Probably Call of Duty? You would think Call of Duty would do it, right? But then again, I'm not going to play multiplayer in Call of Duty right now. What about, like, Steam games? Any of these games have HDR support? I know this text is tiny. Chronos? Oh, I don't have Chronos installed anymore. I installed that a while ago. Chronos The New Dawn? Call of Duty, but the problem is I'm not going to jump into an online game of Call of Duty right now, you know? You know, everyone on the Kick Chat who's just sitting there whining like a baby, just get fucked. No, really, just go sit and spin on something. We're hanging out. We're building up stream attendance. We're just chilling. Everyone on the YouTube side is cool and having a good time, and you guys are just sitting there miserable. Just go get fucked. Really, go out of your house and get fucked. We don't want to hear you sitting here whining like the fucking virgins you are because you're sitting on someone's stream being toxic. You're such losers. Nobody cares. Okay? If you don't like the content, don't ever come back. We're so tired of you. Good Lord. Okay. No support in any of these games. I'm not turning it on then. Forget it. What is the point? Seriously, what on earth is the point of HDR if no games support it? Forget it. All right. Never mind. I thought we would do a little experiment, but all right, how about this? Here's what I need to know then. In the future, I want to know when I play a game that does have HDR support, right? Non-HDR games, you can use other ways. There's a Windows Game HDR, NVIDIA HDR, Special K. Oh, God. All right, we'll just leave it off. I like Clair Obscure looked great, you know, without it. And I turned it on, it looked worse, so forget it. Okay. Silly. All righty. So what's the point? So, okay, so how about this? Is HDR for movies then? Is that what it's supposed to be for watching movies and like TV and stuff like that? That's what it seems like then, right? Like that's really what it was designed for. It wasn't designed for like game use. That's, you know, at least from what I'm understanding here. Curious, you know, this is new ground for me, right? I don't usually play indie games, early access games. I usually don't do any of this stuff. Will we even get a good audience for this today? Last night when we were playing Quarantine Zone, it was a pretty decently sized audience, and it seemed like people were enjoying it. We had good engagement. We had pretty decent support. So I was like, oh, all right, you know, maybe we'll play that again. But in this case, will people actually show up for a game that's in early access that doesn't have, I mean, there is hype for it, but it's usually within the Minecraft community. It's not necessarily my audience that's really hyped for this game. So I'm curious how this stream will go today. How's Quarantine Zone? Pretty good. In the 2 hours that I played, there's the screening of people coming into the quarantine camp for zombie related symptoms. And sometimes they're clean, sometimes they're blatantly infected, and sometimes you don't know, and you got to put them into an overnight quarantine and then test them the next day. There's also base camp defense where you'd fly drones around and use turrets and stuff to shoot zombies that are trying to take over your camp, which is action based. And then there's a simulation. You would like to send a gift for my birthday. Is it feasible, says Parasolo? It all depends on what the gift is, because as I've said many times over the years, as much as I appreciate when people say they want to send me something, 9 times out of 10, it ends up being something that I will never use, in which case it's just kind of a waste on both ends. So it would depend. Like if you wanted to write me an email or something and we could talk about it, if it's something interesting that I would want, or, you know, for example, something that I may use for the set, or a donated game or something like that. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Cool, maybe. But just collectibles and stuff, no. Like I have no use for them. You see, they end up sitting in my closet. You know, I'm not going to do anything with that kind of stuff. I really don't need it. So it really depends on what we're talking about. Have I hit up Wings about another collab yet? No, what's the point? He doesn't read or respond. Like, he literally has outright said, well, I don't respond to DMs. Then if you talk to him on a stream, he says, well, I don't talk about it publicly on my streams because then it's troll bait, because the trolls will talk about it. So then I can't contact you privately. I can't contact you publicly. So I just can't contact you. Okay, I get the picture. Forget it. So there's no point. If Wings stops being someone who's a non-responsive human and actually actively wants to do something in his life, that he will respond to it appropriately like a professional would, he can come out to me and say, hey, I'm ready. But outside of that, what am I going to do? What am I going to waste my time keep sending messages to him for? He's not going to respond. Someone is claiming they're trying to tip via PayPal and it's not working. Well, your name is completely new. No, it also says you just joined 2 weeks ago. You have no chat activity whatsoever. So I have a hard time believing you. If you were a regular and you told me that, I'd be like, oh, okay. But just a random person I've never heard from or talked to is now telling me they can't tip. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Did you use the tips link? Are you trying to use the current one?